What's up, party people? Hope everyone's having a great day. I want to make this video for all the single mothers out there. So you guys hold a very near and dear place in my heart. I think you guys are the underdogs in society, and you're doing a job that you were not supposed to do in the first place. Of course, you made a decision, you had a kid. Only reason I'm making this video, let me give you some context. So I grew up with my little brother and my little sister. I grew up in a rather household. My mom did what she thought was best for us. I love her for that. I respect my mother. I want to do everything I can to give her the best life. That's my duty as a man. But in order to do that, I have to become the highest value version of myself. I have to become the best man that I possibly can to protect her and give her a life that I want to see her live. Even though I did not ask to be born, I made it the responsibility and duty of myself to make sure my loved ones, or at least pay respect to the woman who brought me into this world, because even though I did not ask to be born, I'm very grateful to be here. So I love my mom. Do I take advice from her? No. She knows I'm a very capable and responsible human, especially as a man. I know my value. I know what I'm capable of. I know I'm reliable, and I know what value I bring to the table. I grew up, I never met my real father until I was 5 years old, not consciously aware of it at least. So he took me to Chuck E. Cheese, told me Santa Claus wasn't real. I love my dad. I have not talked to my dad in years. Have not seen him since I was 15 years old. So 10 years since I had seen my father. When I told him I was having thoughts about boys, I did some shit, got in trouble, and he pretty much abandoned me. His idea was to send me to military school. Have not talked to him in years. I've tried. Maybe one day we'll reconnect. There's that again. Why I'm making this video for you single mothers is you're doing a job that I do not believe that you're biologically designed to do. I believe women are the gatekeepers. They hold all the power in the world for the most part, because you decide what man you're with. And I see a lot of societal problems that are rubbing off, and a lot of beliefs that are hurting a lot of single mothers right now. 80% of the single households in America are led by single mothers. There's 11,016,000 single family households, like single parent households in America as of 2021, and 80% of those are led by single mothers, and they are doing jobs that they do not know how to do. And I'm not saying this to talk down on you, I'm just saying you do not know how to be a man. I believe to become a high value man, or to become the best version of yourself, a man must go through trauma, because we are only as good as what we can provide. We are born without value. Society does not give a fuck about us. And that's just the unfortunate truth. But I also think it's the most beautiful thing, is because we can become whoever we want to be. I have quite literally got to become everything that I've wanted to create in my life, and that's all because of me. I had the power to do that. I'm the creator of my own world, not the manager of my circumstances. But I was raised by a woman who does not know what it means to be a man. She did not know how to raise a man. She did what she thought was best, but I do not believe women have to go through trauma and stress. I do not believe they should. They should keep their innocence and purity. When I hear women talk to me today on social media, dating apps, whatever, it's very vile. It's, hey, I'm going to do this to you. Like, why the are you talking like that? But what's happened is they've been hurt by weak men who've helped them pick up masculine traits, and it's twofold. They go on social media, all women are trash, all men are trash, and I'm saying neither one of them are trash. I think both of those narratives are completely and utterly false and are disgusting. And the people who are saying them are insecure and weak people who have been hurt by weak people. Hurt people, and free people. But you can't free people if you're hurt. It's that simple. At least that's my truth of the world, and I'll defend that till the day I die. But I think women, like I said, you guys, for the single mothers out there, I have nothing but utter love, respect, and empathy for you. You were more than likely in a relationship with a weak man who left you and wanted to not have any type of responsibility in his life, and I think that is a weak man. I have a duty. I say what I mean what I say, and I protect the people who need protection. I'll stand up for what I believe morally or ethically right, based on my interpretation of scriptures and my views on life. What I deem is right, I'll still make mistakes, I'll own up to that. I understand there's consequences for everything I say, everything that I do, and I'm fully aware to pay any price for that. Now let me show you what happens when a woman goes through stress and trauma. She begins to masculinize herself, and I'll tell you this, I do not like a masculine woman. I do not want to date a man. I do not want to date a man, neither does any man. This isn't to rub gay people the wrong way, or whatever you want to identify as. You can do what you want in your own life. I'm not here to play judge, jury, or executioner, or God in your life. I can only do that in my life. So let's say a woman gets with a weak man psychologically abuses her, puts her through stress, emotional trauma that she should not have to go through in the first place, because it corrupts her soul. It takes away her purity and her innocence. She starts picking up very masculine traits. Well, guess what? Women don't know how to be men. You're not biologically designed to do that. Men are designed to conquer. We're designed to be stronger than women. I've never met a woman stronger than me. That's just the truth of it. I do not believe men and women are equal. I think women serve the purpose of spiritual protection for a man she deems respectable and valuable enough to get her or get past the gates, whatever you want to call it. But it's like women are the ultimate decider in who she's with. And it's like 20% of the men get 80% of the woman, but it's like 99% of the men out there are invisible. And it's like society acts like they give a fuck about men, but they cancel people. Like they tried to cancel Joe Rogan. They've canceled Andrew Tate, but he still comes back. You see him all over. And I think a lot of what his message says is true. And so if that rubs you the wrong way, then you're letting your ego and your pride get in the way of this. Because if you are trying to raise a son by yourself and you're a woman, you need to listen to this. Because I was born under similar circumstances. I didn't really have a father figure growing up. I had alcoholics. I had people addicted to weed. I had one good stepfather that I had some type of relationship with now, but I did not in the past. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's Mason Van Meter. Just a brief moment of your time. This is important, I promise, and we'll get right back into the video. I understand that most people that watch my videos, funnily enough, are not actually insurance agents. You're a family, you're a brother, you're a mother, father, sister, whatever the case is, and we all know social media is not going anywhere. Now, I know most of you are probably going to have some type of financial burden that you're going to leave behind in the event that something unfortunately happens to you. Now, what we see on social media is 99% of these insurance agents pitching these ideas like infinite banking, tax-free retirement, and to be quite honest, most of them do not know how to structure these policies at all. Now, why is it important to you? Because they're going to put their own pocket bank first. They're going to put their commission raise first. They're going to put this free trip to Hawaii, all expenses paid, first. How are they going to do that? They're going to screw you over on an insurance policy that they were taught to drive up target premiums on. That way they get a fatter commission deposit. And I think that's wrong. So before you buy into one of these concepts that these people just clearly do not know how to use. So before you buy into one of these get-rich-quick schemes as one of these TikTok or social media insurance agents showed you, understand that they're putting their best interest first instead of your best interest. And I think if you've been following me for a while, you understand that I train insurance agents to always put their prospect and their client's best interest first, because when you do good in the world gives you good back. And that's a principle that I'll live the rest of my life on. So before you sign any type of applications or paperwork with someone who's pitching these concepts that they just do not understand to you, reach out to me on any social media platform at Mason Van Meter. I'm not that hard to find. Or text the number on the screen and I'll partner you with one of my agents that I personally trained who is focused on putting your best interest first rather than their own pocket bank. Like I said, I understand most of you are going to leave some type of financial burden behind, and you don't want to do that. You want to be someone who's remembered as someone who planned ahead and someone who cared enough about their family and friends and loved ones to protect them before the disaster strikes. Let's go ahead and plan for the vacation that we know we're going to take one day. So reach out to me or once again text the number on the screen and I'll partner you with an agent who's going to put your best interest first instead of their own bank account. Thanks for watching. Let's dive back into the video. I grew up pretty much fatherless. I had father figures there, but they were not around. I spent no quality time learning what it meant to be a man. I was abused. I've got horsewhips on my back. I've been beaten with a pool stick. I've had thrown at me. I've been kicked, punched, and whatever. You can name it. I'm not using it as pity or anything like that. I'm very grateful for what happened to me because I know I can handle it and most men cannot. So I've been through tons of emotional stress and trauma, and that is what has built up my stoicism and my emotional intelligence. Because regardless of what I feel, I do perform to my duties. I execute. If I don't feel like going to the gym, I still go to the gym every day. I have not missed a day. Maybe years ago, but not recently, I still work out at home, whether I feel sick, whatever. It's like, as a man, I have duties to my bloodline, my ancestors, my last name. I must build up my own value. I must become the highest value version of myself to where people ultimately do what I want them to do. I spread my beliefs. If you don't like that, awesome. Hop off the channel. Why are you listening to something you deem negative? Think for yourself. But at least I encourage you to do that. And you'll start seeing things in a different light. You'll see reality for what it is. What society, news, media, the government, politicians have taught you to do is not to use your own eyes. You can't even trust your own eyes. When all this flu shit was happening, I didn't see any dead bodies laying around. This wasn't the bubonic plague. People with those huge witch mask doctors with long beaks were wheelbarrowing people off the streets. No, what they told you to do was go put on a mask, go into a restaurant, take the mask off, eat, whenever you need to go to the toilet, put your mask back on, take 10 steps, go pee, go toilet, whatever you need to do, put your mask back on, come back to the booth, take your mask off, you can begin eating again. Do you see how stupid that sounds? Now you have people flip-flopping because all the doctors have pretty much went back on everything they've said. We've been lied to. But what they taught you to do is not trust your own eyes. Now women, you do not know how to pick up masculine traits even though you're doing it. You do not know what it means to be a man. And so if you're raising a man with your masculine traits, you're going to teach him to be a weak man. That's the unfortunate truth of it. A man must go through trauma, through tons of emotional stress, and he must build his stoicism up. He must build that muscle up, because what women are teaching their boys to do is grow up to be emotional, and it's very dangerous. What happens when you raise an emotional man who's not capable of dealing with his emotions or confronting that is we end up with a culture of school shooters, lover boys, weak men. But I'm saying you need to find them some type of positive male role model who knows how to deal with his emotions, protect the weak, stand up for what's right. These are the type of traits he needs to be developing. He needs to develop emotional intelligence, because the most dangerous man in the world is a man who cannot deal with his emotions. If a man is depressed and he uses that to go out and hurt somebody else, that's not good for anybody. And it makes you look terrible as a parent. I don't want you to do that. You have a hard enough job on your hands. And like I said, I have nothing but utter love, respect, and empathy for you. I feel for you, because my mom raised me to be a feeler. And it's like every other weekend I went and saw my dad when I was growing up, it was completely different from what my mom was telling me. This is what it means to be a man. She's like, well, you need to be kind to people. And I am very kind to people. I took the best of both worlds. But I learned to be a man from my father. I learned to be a man through the stress and the emotional trauma. I learned to be a man through getting from a very young age under the guise of this is boys having fun. I couldn't tell my father. I didn't know what the was happening. I didn't have a father around to tell me what the world was going to be like. And so you as a woman do not know how to raise a man to be a man. This isn't to put you down. It's just to state my truth of it. You can reject this if you feel it doesn't apply to you. I understand you're doing the best with what you have, as is everyone in this world. I get behind your behavior is a positive intention, but you do not know what it means to be a man. A man must be stoic, he must be emotionally intelligent, and regardless of what he feels, he must perform his duties.